What's going on, Facebook family? As many of you know, we've been having a rough couple of days across not just America, but across the world. By now, everybody knows what's going on. And I'm pretty sure emotions, feelings, you got all kinds of things going through your head. You don't know how to feel, don't know how to think. For many individuals, it's an eye-opening experience. For some, it happened again. This situation touched us all differently. But no matter how you look at it, it did affect us all. And we have to do something now to correct the wrongs of not just those involved, but those that are involved, that are not being talked about, those that are not being mentioned, those that are still hiding under the covers. We have to address this whole issue as a whole. We got to rip the Band-Aid off. Call it what it is. It's ugly. And the only way we're going to fix this ugliness is if we come together. Now, I know many individuals are wondering, like, what can I do? How can I help? Where do I stand in this situation? Just want you to think about it for a second. When George Floyd called out for his mother, there's no woman in the world that did not feel that. Every woman, no matter your color, your background, your race, you felt that. At that moment, you felt that your child needed your help. There's no dad that did not feel that they could not get there to help their son. There was no brother or sister or sibling across the world that didn't look at that situation and think of their brothers and sisters who they've been fighting for and fighting with their whole life, wondering, how can I help this man? Well, now it's time to put your words to action. I know many people are wondering, what can I do? What can I say? Don't even know where to begin. But you have to begin somewhere. For many of you, I know it's uncomfortable thinking, I don't protest, I don't say anything. If you're not that person, nobody's asking you to protest. But you can talk. Make others aware. Make your family and friends aware. Start rolling up your chain. Go to your congressman. Get your mayors involved. Guess what? If they don't want to listen, there's this thing called voting. Vote them out. So we have this voting system, and I hear people all the time say, oh, I voted all straight Democrat, straight Republican. That's part of the issue as well. Sometimes the Republican or Democrat, independent, no matter how you vote, they might not be the right individual for you to vote a straight ticket. Some things you may agree with, some you don't. It's time to start taking an actual look at the people that we're putting in office. It's time to start taking an actual look at the people that are in our circles. Because it only takes one negative person in your circle, one rotten apple to spoil the whole bunch. Now, granted, I've heard something many years ago, and it was, what's the biggest room in the world? Give you a second to think about that. Biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. See, many years ago with civil rights activists, many people were fighting this systemic racism. They weren't allowed to vote. They couldn't even walk into certain places to drink out of certain water fountains. But they fought that. They walked into that room, that big room that we have, that many of us are afraid to enter, that room of improvement. They walked into that room and did what they could to improve the situation that they had. Now, granted, they didn't see the fruits of all their labors. Where we're at today, many of them had no idea that they would come this far, but they did have that dream that something would happen to change the society. And it did, but it only changed a little bit. Now it's time for us to walk through that door, that room of improvement, that room that many of us stay away from because it makes us uncomfortable. But think about life. Whenever you want any type of change or want to get ahead in life, sometimes it causes you to get uncomfortable. And now I'm challenging everybody to get uncomfortable. Walk into that room of improvement. Start making your voices heard. Start making the actions that you have, from voting to how you carry yourself to the way you view situations. I want you to make yourself uncomfortable. Think about things differently, because that could have been your kid. That could have been your brother or sister. This is not a new thing, not for many of us. And for those of you that didn't know anything about it, your eyes are open now. You have no excuse to say you did not know. You got a pass with that for so long, but you can't use that anymore, because now you know. And again, I'm always here for anybody. If you have any questions, anything we can do to help, if I don't have the resources to find for the answer, guess what? I'm going to get uncomfortable and I'm going to go find them. We can do it together. That's the key word, together. For any of this change to happen, we have to do this together. There's no way we're going to be one if we don't do this together. We will never be united if we don't do this together. there is no way that we can ask for systemic change and to change the way the world is unless we do it together. So 5 to 10 years from now, your kids, your great grandkids, do you want them dealing with this? Think about this. 30 years from now, your great grandkid, do you want your great grandkid to be the next George Floyd? I know I don't. But this change won't happen unless we do it together. Now, I know many people like looking at the riot and the looting and they have something to say. That's a small percentage. The same way individuals are like, oh, all cops aren't bad, all cops are good, or all blacks aren't bad. The people that are rioting, small percentage, small potatoes. Those aren't the individuals that are worried about the effect of change right now. But those that are, they're the ones that are peacefully protesting. Those are the ones that are writing the congressman. Now I'm challenging you again to do your part. Get uncomfortable. This is the time. Because in order for us to have a better future, we all have to get uncomfortable to make it better for ourselves, our family members, and our loved ones. I don't want you to just be good today. I want you to be better than you were yesterday, better than you were last week. And it all starts today. This right now, if nothing else, it shows you there's no more time to keep pushing this down the street. It's time to tackle these issues and make this change happen now, starting today. I hope everybody be blessed. Have a blessed week. And again, much love to everybody. Be blessed and be great.